Now, if the RAS gene is constitutively activated, it becomes insensitive to the growth factor signaling pathway induced by the RAS gap. This question I leave the literature for you to review because 240 questions, 2 hours time is too short to discuss. Yeah, those molecular genetics and molecular pathology of neoplasia is going to be an issue for the examiner. Isocitrate dehydrogenase is the rate limiting enzyme of the TCA cycle, as all of you know. VLDLs basically have got triglyceride content. Now fatty acid synthesis, it is not pyridoxine, it is the biotin, which is the coenzyme of acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Carnitine palmitoyl transferase 1, where is it involved? In the fatty acid synthesis or beta oxidation. Synthesis or beta oxidation. That's right. So the end product, that is the malonyl-CoA, is the one which will come and typically will lead to the inhibition of the carnitine palmitoyl transferase 1 gene, which is involved in fatty acid synthesis, is what need to be remembered. Okay. Now, whenever there is atherosclerosis, what makes fibroblasts to proliferate? Basically, it is the platelet derived growth factor, which is a very important factor which is involved in that. A 46-year-old is having a very high blood pressure. Then what is she going to develop? How many of you answered it as hyaline arteriosclerosis? I know. Anybody else? Few of our online students. That's good. So doctor, where there is a malignant hypertension, the renal cells will show those concentric obliteration of small vessels, which is called onion skinning, which is associated with hyperplastic arteriosclerosis. Whereas diabetes mellitus like conditions, they lead to leakage of the plasma components across the endothelium, whether hypertension is there or not. And there what you develop is called hyaline arteriosclerosis. So diabetes, hyaline, hypertension is hyperplastic. You must be 100% sure in the tomorrow's exam. 34-year-old female who is having vasculitis with eosinophilia and asthma-like clinical presentation. Very, very classical story, doc. You should remember, leukocytoclastic angiitis is the underlying histopathology of which vasculitis? Henoch-Schönlein, Wegener and Church-Strauss. Out of that, association with eosinophilia and asthma-like presentation is a feature of Church-Strauss. Upper respiratory, lower respiratory involvement with kidney involvement is a feature of Wegener. And developing the purpuric lesions on the skin, Henoch-Schönlein. Simple. Okay, now. So, in general medicine folder we have rheumatology. We have about some 11 lectures on rheumatology in the video library. If you feel essential, take an opportunity to quickly review standard questions which are on the rheumatology. Now, where are glomus tumors? Hands and feet are a very common location. Chronic rheumatic heart disease will lead to stenosis of the mitral valve, as all of you know very well. Tell me, doc, I am shooting you a question. Which muscle lowers the jaw? Only one muscle lowers the jaw. Everything will elevate the jaw. I am listening at pterygoid somewhere. Yes, that's good. Which pterygoid? Lateral? Anybody like to try medial? Nobody? Very good. You are all now. Guntur student said medial pterygoid. I am happy. Wrong answer. I am very happy. I don't need lunch today. Very good. Kakinada, Warangal, Tirupati, Kurnool, everybody say lateral pterygoid like you, which is correct. Remember, masseter temporalis, medial pterygoid. They close the jaw. And lateral lowers the jaw is what need to be basically remembered. That's right. Now, in a SLE patient, if there are cardiac vegetations, what is the common cause? It is the antiphospholipid antibody syndrome which is very commonly responsible. If there is a hemolysis, microangiopathic hemolysis, cystocytes, those broken fragmented RBCs. I can never forget one of our very good teachers in pathology, Professor Ratnakar sir, saying, one single cystocyte found also, consider the diagnosis of an underlying and look for the causes of microangiopathic hemolytic anemia. Such a characteristic finding it is, cystocytes. Now, a 52-year-old female presents with anemia. Every morning her urine is dark, only in the morning it is dark, which is equal to paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, which is a complement mediated hemolysis because of the deficiency of decay accelerating factor, is what need to be fundamentally remembered, and it leads to Ham's test positivity. Cold agglutinin, that is associated with cold autoimmune hemolytic anemia. Cold is always IgM, garam is always IgG, warm is IgG. IgM antibody in infectious mononucleosis can lead to cold agglutinin disease, is what need to be remembered. Now, ferritin, if it is low, what does it mean? There is iron deficiency. That lead to increase of serum iron binding capacity. So it is inversely proportional to the ferritin levels. Now doctor, you are going to give me one confident answer. Acute painless monocular loss of vision with a pale retina and a cherry red macula. I know every one of you will answer Cravo, but I am not a fool to ask this question. My next question is going to be important question. Macula has its own blood supply. It seems 240 questions will have 800 marks ultimately in the assessment. You think 240, you answered 200, you feel I am very great, 200 I answered correctly, I am going to be definitely in top 10 in NEET PG? Not really. Why? Because they will check if you answered one question correctly, how many out of 1 lakh students who appeared also answered correctly. If 99,000 answered correctly, they will give you 0.1 marks for that. But very few people answered it correctly and you also answered correctly, suddenly you will be given a higher score. So that ultimately your score is for 800. So there is going to be a game of casino, NEET PG casino. So you don't know how your other compatriots, so that's the reason, don't worry, it is not like that rat race of MD entrance previous days. Earlier days, same question for everybody. If you say Ashwadhama Hatah without saying Nakunjaraha, Drona is dead. Drona won't die. If you say Nakunjaraha, there is a different meaning. So that's the reason earlier days it was like, my fingers are burnt, it's simple question, I did it wrong, help me, there is no need of crying about it. Probably there are other hand burning colleagues who also burnt hand similarly to you, and if their number is high, you are not going to lose anything, but if the number is less, yeah, definitely you are, then no one will excuse. So that's the reason, doctor, it's a relative weightage based on the population performance, cohort performance rather than an individual performance. So that is the reason, of course, from the beginning days also, topping entrance means we were little less idiotic than others, but all of us were suffering from Down syndrome. So it's only a question of how much, how many less number of silly mistakes we did. But in NEET PG they are really quantifying that statistically and giving you a positive report, how much brilliant you are among this cohort of that days, that 14-day window. Anyway, so doc, what is the artery? That's good. Choroidal artery is an answer we get from Kakinada students, which is absolutely right. Hepatitis C, Chronic hepatitis very much develops in a good number of people with hepatitis C. Hemochromatosis. If there is a mutant HFE allele, it absorbs excessive amount of iron from the diet, which is responsible for the iron deposition and decreased disposal, leading to all manifestations of hemochromatosis, which include deposition in the pancreas leads to diabetes, deposition on the skin leads to bronze pigmentation, deposition in the pituitary leads to decreased production of the LH, decreased testosterone, and hence there is a development of hypogonadism. One of the favorite questions of hemochromatosis is, what kind of hypogonadism it is? It is a hypogonadotropic hypogonadism, not hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. For example, if somebody had a Klinefelter, what kind of hypogonadism does it have? Klinefelter will lead to hyalinization of seminiferous tubules in the testis. Hence there is no testosterone. But because there is no testosterone, high LH will be there. Hence it is called hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. But in case of hemochromatosis, what you have? Deposition of the iron impairs the pituitary from producing the LH, which lead to a low testosterone. Hence it is an example of hypogonadotropic hypogonadism is what you are going to ultimately answer.